the head of research at the Bank of Israel. I think it's important. Okay, so let me just tell you a little bit of, so we're talking about research. In Parliament, we did some research of our own, and I want to conclude with that. And this research has to do with the question of parliamentary oversight of financial regulators. This is a very touchy subject. What we're interested in is how do requirements governing reporting by financial regulators to parliamentary bodies vary across countries? What confidential information do parliamentary committees have a right to access? This is a question of who monitors the monitor. And you know, there is a balance here to be struck between oversight and central bank independence. It's a true balance. But the issue is, I want to emphasize, this is not the ability to tell the regulator what to do, lower the interest rate. This is the ability to observe. And just so you know, in Israel, there is no right for any parliamentary body to view confidential material of the Bank of Israel or the capital markets regulator, or as the members of parliament say, and they are correct, we are blind. We do not see a thing. There is no monitor of the monitor. So, we conducted a study as part of the investigatory committee. The Knesset conducted a cross-country study analyzing financial regulator reporting requirements to parliaments in 12 comparison countries. Inquiries were sent out to parliaments, again, in these 12 countries, the United States Congress, obviously, and others. Actually, parliaments have this mechanism by which they share information, which is quite admirable. And there's a study associated with it, but it's not the report of the committee. It's just a study, a side study on it. And for those who read Hebrew, I may translate it, or get the Knesset to translate it, but I think it's quite interesting. Here's the bottom line, though, for those who don't want to read. Anyway, the one-line summary. Parliament committees have extensive rights across the world to subpoena confidential information from financial regulators, especially in common law countries, of course, of which Israel is a part of, and these are the kind of legislative peers to Israel. That is, these are commonly viewed, these common law countries. But it's not just common law countries. French is obviously, France is obviously a French civil law country. And they have a 2000 law, turns out, which provides the finance committees in the Senate and the National Assembly the right to demand confidential information and exempts testifying witnesses from professional secrecy requirements that would otherwise apply. Okay, so the comparative survey, so it was written, this I should say was pushed by the Knesset Legal Council, the Department, Legal Department. The comparative survey reveals that in regards to parliamentary oversight of financial regulators, Israel is an outlier, certainly compared to common law countries, of which Israel is one, where the authority of all parliamentary committees, all notice, to obtain information, including confidential information, is extensive. And so here we also had a recommendation. And that is, let us create in Israel one committee which has the right to look at confidential information. We'll make everything behind closed doors, the proceedings will be confidential. This is far weaker than what many parliaments have. But let us learn to walk before we run. Let me just conclude with a quote. It kind of ties together some of the things we've been discussing. There is a sense, I feel, and also you kind of read the press on it, there's a sense in which economics is shifting a bit, right? There's a sense in which many people feel that the market economy is not delivering what it should be. Okay, so here's a quote. When a few corporations dominate an economy, they inevitably team up with the instruments of state control, producing an unholy alliance of private and public sector elites. Now this sounds like something that Bernie Sanders would say, or Bernie Sanders, socialist supporter or whatnot. This is in fact Raghu Rajan a number of weeks ago, who obviously many of you know was the chief economist at the IMF, was the head of the Indian central bank. He's in the running for the, as head of the Bank of England. He continues, there can be much darker alternatives to the status quo. If voters in decaying French villages and small-town America succumb to despair and lose hope in the market economy, they will be vulnerable to the siren song of ethnic nationalism or full-bore socialism, either of which would destroy the delicate balance between the market and the state. The right response is not revolution, but rebalancing. Capitalism needs top-down reforms. Then he gives one example, such as updated antitrust regulation. This, I should say, was before this whole Facebook thing, a number of weeks ago. such as updated antitrust regulation to ensure that industries remain efficient and open to entry and are not monopolized. So once again, thank you very much for the prize. And